The Sears Furry incident of 2010. What? What is the Sears Furry incident?
This video is about the time in 2010 when Sears sold bootleg.
Okay. What? Okay, what?
Like furry porn on their website and apparently had no idea. But 4chan found out about it basically right away and they went, hey, you know what'd be funny? What if we all started just mass
Okay, what?
buying this stuff at 3 in the morning? Now, understandably, Sears freaked the hell out and started
It's on everything.
systematically wiping the internet of any evidence they'd
It's actually on
sold this.
everything.
But if they wipe the evidence, how am I making this video? Well, Sears made one fatal mistake that day. Sears
Was it a vote thing?
underestimated 4chan, and now 4chan was about to majorly pants them by answering the most important
Is this another voting thing where, like, the most voted image wins? I feel it's going to be one of those.
question in retail history. Ready?
Isn't that your merch store? Shut up.
What was furry porn doing on Sears.com? Who put it there? And how could something like this possibly happen to Sears more than once? This is the legend of the second worst thing ever sold at Sears.com. This is
No, the reason behind it is even funnier.
bad art history. Real quick, thank you so much for waiting so long since the last video. There will be no more breaks of this length. Also, really quick, metapcs.com/Frankie, metapcs.com/Frankie. Buy a new gamer setup. Do it now. Throw that nasty, disgusting.
I'm not doing that. But I like how the font kind of looks like Cruelty Squad.
It all went down on May 1st, 2008, somewhere in Europe. So the worst part of the story is
Father, no more vaults.
it's already over. Now there was this furry fetish
It's like the Hassan bit has evolved now from the chair being empty to just instantly electricity jar.
artist living out there called Storm Dragon Blue. That day, he fires up
Right, be quiet, everyone. Shut up.
his personal website, which contains dozens of works of fetish art, and he uploads his latest fetish creation. It's some fan art of the Kirby game series, which looks like this, depicting the villain character, King Dedede, who looks like this, penetrating a little minion creature called a Waddle Dee. And the whole thing kind of looks like this. And then something very
2010 art is wild. You can definitely tell that was 2010. Like, furries have definitely came a long way since then.
weird happens. 3 years pass. It is now September 25th of 2011. As legend has it, somewhere around there, someone was shopping for pillowcases on Sears.com when he inexplicably scrolled past this. The Kirby-themed
Recycle bag. It's a recycle bag.
fetish art from the Netherlands had somehow made its way to Sears in the form of 631 household items. We're talking drawstring bags, teddy bears, sleeping masks for the missus, clocks,
Not the clock, man.
200 types of magnets.
What? Not the clock. What time is it? What time is it?
For some reason, even a set of cufflinks.
Okay. Okay, the cufflinks, though, go kind of hard. Why does that just look like a screaming face into the void? That one looks like it's melting.
You could furnish your entire
Wait, there was a toilet seat option as well?
house with the Kirby hentai collection currently available at Sears, and it had apparently been sitting there since April of the previous year.
How did they not clock for a whole year?
So how does this happen? Now, this is one of those things that's so genuinely insane that we just have to go minute by minute. So here is the timeline, starting with the minute 4chan found out. September 25th, 3:21 a.m. 4chan Standard Time. A user begins a thread on the comics and cartoons
You want a blank? Shut up.
board with a link
Get a blanket version of it.
to one of the Kirby products. Quote, "What the flip?"
I think, like, the most degen thing I ever committed to buying was the Tally. There was like a Tally body pillow. Like Tally from Mass Effect. That's probably the most degen thing I bought. Yeah, I bought, and this is like official merch, by the way, on the BioWare store. That is actually, that's official merch. I didn't buy that from like some artist or something.
Is going on. He explains that looking up the phrase King DDD drool
And the shoot okay, I forgot about I actually forgot it escaped my it escaped my memory. I had a lapse, a severe and continuous lapse in judgment for a second there.
While eating unlocks the part of the Sears website with all the hentai on it. So naturally, traffic to the website explodes. And he wasn't kidding, by the way. This term returned pages and pages of household items with some very eye-catching pornography on them. At least, he's pretty sure that's what he saw.
Also, can you guys shut up, man? Like I show the body pillow and then everyone's spamming in all caps, and the shoe isn't.
Keep that in mind. And the floodgate was opened. Horrified 4chan users flocked to the retailer site and confirmed that, yes, these were real products eligible for in-store pickup and potentially in-store return. And apparently in-store returns take a long time. But there was no time to waste. Anons immediately begin theory crafting. One guy says what everyone's thinking. This has to be some kind of a prank. You know, some act of revenge against Sears by an employee. Another guy says, who's ever responsible, let's blame Reddit.
It's like, actually so rent-free. I love that. Okay, this is really funny, but we're gonna blame Reddit.
Anyway. Wise words. Now, as rumors circulated, someone started...
I actually forgot how much 4chan and Reddit like hated each other. I mean, they still do now, but like back then it was like actually active conflict.
A related thread on a website called Something Awful, and those guys had an even better theory. Could it be that the Sears employee who
Why do they always blame Reddit? Because it's funny.
approved this design or these products or whatever it was simply didn't know what he was looking at? Because there was actually something about this drawing that was very odd. I'm not allowed to show pornography on YouTube. Here's the full image with a minor detail changed. Can you tell, and I mean right away in the first nanosecond, can you tell what this is supposed to be?
No. Well, yeah, but no.
This might sound controversial.
Why is there two of them?
Controversial, but I could not tell either. It took me a few seconds, and it is literally my job to identify images like this. Now put
I don't get it. I actually don't get it.
yourself in the mind of an average adult, so a non-internet poisoned person, working for Sears in 2011, and you can see where the problem is starting.
Look how like bit compressed that image is. That's like a family photo you find in like a Silent Hill game.
Starting to form. If you had never seen these characters before, or like most people, you were completely unfamiliar with the concept of cartoon adult artwork, or you just forgot your glasses at home that day, what you might see is some kind of a weird blue penguin drooling and lifting a ball towards his mouth. Which
Can we stop fucking explaining the image? Can we stop?
is almost certainly where that bizarre search term DDD drooling while eating came from, because the artist certainly didn't title it that. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. 3:33 a.m. The 4chan thread hadn't been up for 15 minutes when one of the links breaks. It's probably nothing, 4chan thought. It's not like 200 of us are visiting Sears.com at 3 in the morning to buy a bumper sticker. This won't have consequences of any kind. 3:43 a.m. Another listing disappears, and then another, and then a dozen more. It was like 3 9/11s and 10 1984s. And then, as if it couldn't get any worse, that was when some guy barged into that main 4chan thread and he said, "Hey guys, hi, do I have your attention? Yeah, fun's over. I told customer service." And this
Okay, why would you do that? Why would you be a little snitch? Hi, I think one of your employees vandalized the site. Hi, good evening. My name is Bourne. Pleasure to assist you today.
And this was followed by several people also claiming that they had tipped off Fox News and
My friend, you best be joking. I wonder what they said instead of my friend.
even
They've emailed Fox News?
Bill O'Reilly specifically. Now, whether they were trolling or not, by now, Sears had absolutely noticed and they were shutting it down. And in some kind of horrible coincidence, and I'm not even...
Check the thumbnail. My God. Oh god. I mean, that one's kind of deserved.
Being facetious when I say it's a horrible coincidence. You might not know this, but there were originally 5 4chan threads documenting this thing as it happened. And people were complaining that they kept going in and out. There's evidence of this on the main thread.
Yes, I saw the thumbnail. Be quiet.
The other 4 have been lost to time. And I don't know if they ever went back up, but they were never archived. There are like barely any survivors from this incident. I'm not saying Sears did it, but this certainly didn't harm the reputation in any way. I'm not saying Sears did it. That's crazy. Anyway, 3:51 a.m. Users are frantically taking screenshots and placing orders because there was no guarantee that Sears would even ship this stuff in the first place. And who knows, maybe once Sears was done destroying the links, they'd destroy the witnesses. A distress call goes out to the rest of the internet. Guys, we have to find the artist. If anyone knows what this is doing at Sears, it would be the guy who drew it. Only he didn't. 4:09 a.m. Storm Dragon Blue, that artist behind the original image, he finds out that someone is selling his stolen fetish art at an...
This is like Incredible Gassy, but like literally 10 years beforehand.
American big...
Like 15 years ago.
Box store. And not only did he have no clue what it was doing there, he kind of thought it was funny. At 5:13, he posts a short journal to his Fur Affinity page. He says, yeah, that's my art, all right. He claims he didn't feel that Sears was...
Says XD as well, like pure 2010 energy. I love it.
...ripping him off, and he didn't see a point in suing, which was probably smart because you should keep in mind that he would be a Dutch plaintiff suing a major American retailer over copyright infringement on a piece of fetish art from a video game for...
Oh, okay. So if you're going over all these details, who's going to win in this? Nintendo will sue the artist, and then out of spite, they'll just sue Sears anyway.
For kids and families.
Like, you are talking about a lawsuit challenge, and your competition is Nintendo.
So it probably wasn't worth it. Time was passing.
Dude, I made that Pokemon video saying how the game is like trash, and I feel that Pokemon fans are being scammed. I got rented so bad on Twitter over that. It was crazy. And it's just like like the meme about Nintendo fans just slurping, like gobbling Nintendo nonstop. Like, it's true. It literally is true. I thought it was like hyperbole or something. But genuinely, they will defend that stuff. It's crazy.
No one could dig up a compelling answer as to why this was on the Sears website. But they actually had a secret weapon.
So, oh no, let me enjoy my game where I walk around a city where everything is just printed on textures of windows and doors.
This entire time.
And I will be happy.
They just didn't know. Amidst all the posting and seething and theorizing,
the game's a slop. I said in that video, if you enjoy it, power to you. I'm not going to be here like, I think it's bad, so you should think it's bad. You know, form your own opinion. But I think it's just, I genuinely think like that's terrible. And because there's no pushback for the Nintendo community, for the most part, that like, they'll just keep doing it over and over.
User on something awful. A guy named Yoshi Jang quietly places his order for one item. You know, just to see what this was all about. And this order was actually going to bust the whole case wide open. But it wouldn't arrive for at least 5 days. And in the meantime, the search had gotten so desperate that detectives turned to the furries on Reddit, to which the furries on Reddit cryptically responded.
Furries on Reddit in 2010. I could not think of anything worse.
5 words. The Sears Human Flesh Grill.
What?
Part 2. The Sears Human Flesh Grill.
That was like a Cruelty Squad bit. What was that?
Theory time. Pardon my French, but do you remember how I mentioned that this was not the first time Sears had some fucked up thing on their website?
I did like a whole bit in Cruelty Squad about that. You put like meat on the grill, you can eat it to get more health.
That's because it wasn't. They actually had a similar incident take place in 2009. And unlike the bootleg porn thing, this one made the news. So what happened? On August 20th of 2009, so only 2 years before this, a Reddit user called G Fixler discovered a rather hilarious design flaw on the Sears website. He posted his findings to r/funny, so this is a subreddit with an audience of...
Okay, that's hilarious. R/funny will literally make jokes being like, What's 2 plus 2? It's 4. So the fact that you found like a major exploit in a website and you post it onto r/funny, that's crazy.
Thousands of people. And he explains the following. Some parts of the Sears website retrieved
Okay, you killed it with 6-7. Shut.
a lot of page information, not from a database, but from like information that the user was submitting. So if you changed a few words around up here, you could change anything in here. Naturally, this results in
No, because 6-7 is like mildly funny. 2 plus 2 equals 4 is not funny.
the human flesh grill. Unlike most other retailers in
Thank you. Create for the 5. How do you set up YouTube stream to also update the thumbnail? If you don't select a thumbnail, YouTube does it for you, basically. Like you'll notice when like Critical streams, his thumbnail keeps kind of changing over time. If you don't set a thumbnail, YouTube will just keep changing it every 5 minutes.
the summer of 2009, Sears had a whole grilling section called Human Cooking, with subsections like body part roaster and grills to cook babies and more. But the craziest thing is that the Sears website was somehow even more clapped than anyone knew, because it
Wait, what was that?
craziest thing is that the Sears website was somehow even
Fucking big ass saws. Fuck yeah.
more clapped than anyone knew, because it also turns out that they preloaded frequently accessed pages, even if they were vandalized. So if you sent 100 people the link that you generated by messing up the website, the link to what is now, for instance, the human flesh grill at Sears, and if even half of those people clicked on it, according to legend, congratulations, that was now the page that just showed up when you wanted to buy a grill.
Oh, it wasn't a back-end change? Okay, it was more like kind of a, I guess, a JavaScript edit kind of thing, and then, yeah.
This was a dark day for Sears. TMZ, Snopes, and even Fox News had picked up the story.
Baby cooking.
And when TMZ asked a Sears representative for comment, they could only say, "Oh my god, this is horrible, oh my god." Of course, being TMZ, they vastly overstated the case here. They called it vandalism when I
TMZ Journalist Challenge.
guess it like technically wasn't, and they made it sound as if Sears was being attacked by epic hackers as opposed to by their own poor web design. So what part of this explains the Kirby Sears incident? Unfortunately, none of it. Returning to our investigation now, as much as 4chan and Something Awful wanted to believe that a human flesh grill incident was the story here, you can't vandalize a website into shipping you something it doesn't already sell. And the multiple people in those threads who swore that they placed
Oh, I see. I see. It was an edited link.
orders and they would show proof any second now, none of them followed up. 6 days and 600 deleted listings later, it was over. Sears had won.
No one actually got their furry fetish art on a clock. Why live?
Or so they thought, because someone named Yoshi Jang revives the thread on Something Awful,
Wait a
because
minute.
Something Awful had just arrived in the mail. It was real.
Oh my god.
I hope you didn't think this video was leading up to some kind of a rug pull, because not only was this unofficial Kirby dinner plate
It's a dinner plate. Like, you would eat food off that.
100%
Imagine cleaning that plate.
real.
Imagine using a scrub daddy to clean that plate.
It was even worse in person. Yoshi Jang did something unprecedented by having this demonic entity sent to his house. He did more
Honey, bring out the fine china.
than purchase the only dinner plate in the world with an image of King DDD having sex on it. He did more than confirm with physical proof what was seconds away from becoming an internet urban legend. And now online detectives had a massive break in the case, because this dinner plate actually gives us 3 major clues. 1, this is physical proof that products exist as described on the website, so this categorically is not vandalism. Sadly, we must rule out the
A man is nothing without his plate.
Sears human flesh grill, which, if we're being honest, was probably never going to be the answer anyway, but it was really funny and I wanted to share. Clue number 2. On the second
He probably still has that, you know. Or he's probably sold it on eBay for like $5,000.
page of that Something Awful thread, someone points out this company called Carson's Collectibles. Now, this is the name of the vendor that shows up on Sears.com and on the packing slip, so that is almost certainly our guy. So if this is a real product that somehow got approved, what kind of company would make this? Well, here's what they dug up. Carson's Collectibles is what is known as a third-party vendor.
See if you can buy it. Sears doesn't exist anymore.
Meaning...
It doesn't exist anymore, right? It got shut down. Oh, it's still up? What? Really? No. Never mind. Never mind.
They're not directly related to Sears, they're just allowed to sell stuff on their website. And that makes it hard to establish an internet footprint. But luckily, not only did Carson's Collectibles have one, it's really funny. According to this post on Something Awful,
Well, you banned from Sears? I wanted to play...
Carson's is run by a guy named Joseph C. Smith. And this guy really does have a thing with names because Carson's goes by multiple. Austin Custom Specialists LLC, Artsmith Inc., and Custom Specialists Notebook Store on eBay. Now, regardless of the name, Carson's claims to sell, quote, quality collectible merchandise to the public. Now, this is all kinds of dishonest. First of all, the public vocally did not like it. Carson's had an F rating with the Better Business Bureau because apparently their customer service was that bad. Second of all, you're probably wondering what kind of quality collectibles were they selling? It was gay hentai merchandise. Now, I want to say that this is a sentiment I've seen reflected in both threads. I was not able to find a screenshot to that effect, and obviously, even if I was, I couldn't show it to you. So please just take that with a grain of salt. So not only was this quality merchandise not suitable for the public, but given...
Is that the hat Logan Paul wore in Japan? Or am I insane? No, he wore the Toy Story hat. No, it's not the same hat. Is that really the face he pulled when he saw a dead body? Guys? I think there's someone hanging right there.
Given how many times this guy got banned from eBay, he probably used stolen artwork too. And that is the kind of thing that a certain pocket of the internet will notice. How do we know he's banned from eBay? Let's assume his eBay storefront with 3 billion 5-star reviews is legit. Even if that was true, this Carson's guy also left behind a couple of forum posts that read like this. Help, I'm banned from eBay. Does anyone know how I can get around this?
How'd you get banned from eBay?
I want to keep selling stuff. And if I wanted this video to suck, this would be a great place to end it.
Was that like before VPNs existed?
Because on paper, this does answer all the questions. The when, the who, and the how. But the how of Kirby hentai being sold at Sears is actually much less interesting to me than the why. And this is where we get into our final...
I wasn't around during the forest incident. I was 1 year old. Wait, that means you're 8. Ban that guy.
Clue.
Ban that guy. He just admitted he's 8 years old. Ban him.
The third worst thing. 3. There are only 2 types of bootlegs in this world. The kind with weird cartoon porn on them, and the kind without. There's no way around it. I have to tell you about the Fat Albert Vor necklace. Part 3.
How does it keep getting worse?
Fat Albert. I know I'm throwing a lot of ideas at you right now, but I promise I will explain everything. So early on in both the 4chan and Something Awful threads, users remark on how much this Kirby Sears thing reminds them of other times in recent memory when fetish art appeared on merchandise. Art that they knew to be adult in nature while others did not. And I know what you're thinking. Oh my god, here goes the YouTuber making a video essay hitting me with the I know what you're thinking. Well, I do know what you're thinking. I do know what you're thinking. And you're probably thinking, bootleg with incognito fetish art on it? Surely this cannot be a long list. So let's get into it. First up, someone on 4chan reminisces, wow, first those pregnant Gwen Tennyson stickers and now this. What is going on? For those who don't know,
it's like an event that happens every year at Sears.
What that is, in 2011, which I guess was like a huge year for this kind of thing, a sticker sheet inexplicably surfaced online depicting this young couple expecting a child. Only the young couple is a pair of 10-year-old cousins who act like siblings from the wildly popular kids cartoon Ben 10. Obviously, any bootleg fan art...
We don't need to bring Breaking Bad into this, man, please. Please.
art featuring a pair of pregnant cousin siblings would be innately funny to those who recognize what it's from. But when you start trying to answer the question of where did this seemingly innocuous artwork come from and for what reason was it made, it becomes abundantly clear this is 100% fetish art. It's just that there's no way in hell grandma would know that when she's buying it for you at the store. Unfortunately,
Just says sticker album. Reminds me of that bag that says Sonic Obama. Why does it say... I don't remember it saying Harry Potter on it. Why? It's like every single bit imaginable. It's like Sonic... We got like the wilted flower emoji. That was ahead of its time. Obama, and then just Harry Potter at the top. I wish I had that bag so badly.
the original artwork for this proved hard to track down, and I had very little desire to actually find it, but I did find this Gwen 10 pregnancy art on DeviantArt, also from 2011. So I can only assume that this was a really big thing in the past. Next up, on something...
Wait, you have the Harry Potter Obama bag? Okay, how much? How much you want?
Well, another guy says, you know, the first thing this whole Kirby boondoggle reminded me of was that Fat Albert Rule 34 Vor charm that somehow ended up on eBay. Now let me break it down for you. Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, a cartoon that ran...
Wait, Bill Cosby as well. Oh, God.
and from 1972 to 1985, and being a cartoon, produced some merch. Rule 34, slang for pornography. Of course, that definition is so expansive on the internet as to include things like vor. Vor, or vorarophilia, is a fetish for swallowing someone whole, or for
You don't have to explain it. Everyone knows.
For being swallowed.
You don't have to explain
it. Unlike the Sears Flesh Grill, this is not a cannibalism thing. It is just a fantasy, and one that enjoys inflated popularity on websites like Fur Affinity and DeviantArt. So putting it all together, the Fat Albert Vor ornament...
Is that...
Vornament, if you will, was some kind of belly-themed fetish art that some guy found online and probably did not know to be adult in nature, and then he reproduced it in the form of this cubic zirconia chain ornament that was sold on eBay for $200.
$200!
In the seller's own words, quote, "It depicts Fat Albert in movement, with Bucky caught in the way and against Albert's wide stomach. From kids to teenagers to adults, this charm is guaranteed to attract any age audience." So I recognize this is not the biggest issue here, but I'm pretty sure that's Dumb Donald. And the examples in the threads alone go on. Merch with Street Fighter, art, furry fetish mouse pads, weirdly sexual, and...
I mean, you go to like most conventions, you will see like sexualized mouse pads. Like, not even furry stuff.
Threatening bumper...
I've been to like normal conventions, like Comic-Con and stuff, and there are people at stands that will sell like Ghost from Modern Warfare, and his fucking chest is like the actual cushioning on the mouse pad.
Stickers, things like that. Put simply, bootlegs like this, especially in the early 2010s, it seems, are just tailor-made to be circulated on the internet because they're a seemingly alien arrangement of random pop culture items.
That is not South Park, that is like North Peak. Look at that. Like, all the colors are wrong.
Kind of scratch that, like, post-ironic itch. Harry Potter Sonic Obama backpack being an excellent example. So I'm explaining all this for a reason. Why does this happen? Why does some bootleg merch have a weirdly sexual image on it that is only decipherable to brain-rotted internet people? I believe the simplest explanation is this. Bootlegging, especially in
Power Man. Just has a scorpion on his chest.
In the realm of cartoons and anime and video games, is more commonly an enterprise.
Why is it the same Sonic image they keep stealing? It's the same one.
In developing countries. Seven Granddad being the famous example.
Granddad!
And that means several things. For instance, that means there's a language barrier. So concepts like...
It reminds me of that mirror that was sold as a toy for kids. Like a little fairy mirror, and it just had a really scary face on it. I think there was a news report on that.
A disturbing image hidden inside a toy purchased at a local dollar store.
News Center 7's Lauren Clark with why a Kettering mother wants it off the shelves.
Have you guys seen this?
A mother bought her toddler this princess wand at the dollar store behind me. Imagine her surprise when the curious little girl peeled back the foil to find this image of a girl cutting herself inside.
Like, what the fuck, man?
The packaging promises fairies and, quote, wonderful music, but I doubt many people would call this music. It's difficult to see the image clearly in the dark, but if you pull back the foil, there's no mistaking it.
And if you look close enough, it's not a drawing. It's an actual picture of the girl slitting her wrist. I'm outraged over it. I want to know how they think that is suitable for a child.
Nicole Allen said she found the wand for her 2-year-old daughter in the toy section of the $1 store on Linden Avenue last weekend.
There was Barbie dolls on one side and baby dolls on the other side, and these were right in the middle of where they were at.
The owner of the store told me parents need
It says evil stick on it, by the way.
to pay more attention to what they're buying for their children.
The name
No, they need to pay more attention to what they're importing into their stores.
on it, it says
The person did it as a prank. It was a fake photo.
evil stick. So from the name, I would, if I'm buying it for my kid, and I have a lot of kids, and I have young
That's an evil prank, man.
ones, I would inspect it before I even give it to them.
He also said that while he would not buy the toy for a toddler, he thinks it's okay for older kids.
For a 5, 6, 7, 10 years old,
Okay, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it. 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 I don't want to hear it.
Cousins, let alone children, rendered in this art style, are long.
Let the meme die! Let it die! I know. As soon as I heard it, I clicked off the video. I knew it.
Before. The likelihood that the Indonesian or Chinese or Chilean manufacturer of these items, who probably just ripped this art from the internet at random, the likelihood that anyone involved knows that this odd-looking cartoon is actually fetishistic in nature, it's close to zero. I'm sure that is
Did he have to say? He didn't have to.
incredibly obvious to a lot of you, but I just really wanted to drive the point home for people who have never seen or even heard of this type of fetish art before. And I use the phrase fetish art because the fact is, and the elephant in the room here really, is that some fetishes are so abstract that for an average person, they would never register as anything other than weird art, even if they do give you that gut feeling. As the Something Awful thread points out,
Couldn't imagine.
quote, anyone short of being a total nerd is going to see these and think they are weird but just silly cartoons. And even if you disagree completely, let's agree on this. If it's popular, it's going on the book bag. And unfortunately, this absolutely applies to cartoon porn when it looks enough like the real thing. And on the topic of the real thing, let's finally conclusively put it all together. Based on everything that I have learned about the Sears Furry porn incident, unless I am missing something major, in which case, please let me know. It is so difficult to research things like this. I do get things wrong sometimes. I apologize, but know that it is genuinely just because I don't know what I don't know. Anyway, this is how I believe things went down. In 2004, there's a new vendor operating out of Austin, Texas, called Carson's Collectibles. Joseph C. Smith, the man ostensibly running this business, makes mass-produced items on the cheap, most likely using a website similar to Cafe Press or any of those that let you print things onto mugs and t-shirts and so on. He applies to sell his wares on Sears' website and gets approved, which is great news because it looks like his eBay storefront is not doing too hot.
That is the most 2004 looking website I've seen in my life.
Now, over in the Netherlands, on May 1st of 2008, Storm Dragon Blue reposts his Kirby fetish art from his personal blog onto Fur Affinity. And I couldn't find a suitable place in the video to mention this, but this link is really important. On the same day, and this happens with Fur Affinity artwork all the time when it's adult in nature, on the same day this image is cross-posted to a website called Pahil, which is a massive adult image aggregation site. Pahil is the type of website that hundreds of other sites repost from. It's kind of like a cartoon erotica mothership, and this proliferation is most likely how the DDD image ended up in the sludge of Google image search results. And that will matter in a second. Now, from here, I think it could go two ways. Given Carson's history, alleged, of selling gay adult collectibles, the guy behind this is either a furry himself or just intimately familiar with what sells and where to find this type of furry artwork. Or, what I think is more likely, is this guy had a vague familiarity with video games, but not too much. I suspect that between
that'd be awful.
May 1st, 2008,
I mean, come on, even looking at that, you can tell. You can tell. You don't need to be a furry to tell.
and April 27, 2010, Carson's Collectibles scraped Google Images for art related to Nintendo or Kirby or anything in that neighborhood. He was familiar enough with Kirby to recognize the character of King DDD by name, but otherwise misread the image because he wasn't brain rotted and called it King DDD drooling while eating. I guess there's like a chance he knew exactly what it was and he tried to sell it at Sears anyway. But I feel like the kind of person who would do that could not resist eventually taking credit for it, if even anonymously, because it would be like lay epic prank of the
Thank you, Mike, for the $20. Damn, appreciate it, man. The fuck is this guy watching?
century. Unfortunately, why Carson's Collectibles
Don't worry yourself about it. Don't worry yourself about it.
specifically chose this image and named it that and tried to peddle it at Sears, we will never truly know. And the rest is history. Carson's unleashes 631 Kirby porn items onto Sears.com, and miraculously, no one notices for over a year, until they do, and then the whole thing gets swiftly memory holed. With one loose end. Why did this drawing exist in the first place? We must credit the artist. Storm Dragon Blue, who's gone by multiple aliases and currently goes by Mao Otter, has been active in the online furry art space since around 2007, so he's kind of a vet. He posted all sorts of fetish art to his personal website and to Fur Affinity, where he remains active today. Storm Dragon Blue is a connoisseur at the buffet table of furry fetishes. He's drawn everything from latex to inflation to weight gain to diapers to hypnosis to feet to tickling to transformation, like literally everything. And in a way,
Shut up, chat. Shut up.
the Kirby art
Shut up.
was actually the odd one
Didn't have to say weight gain.
out because it was actually just a gift for his friend. As he wrote in the original description.
Stand up. Oh, don't worry. The diaper mention completely cancelled it out. Don't worry.
Is it me, or am I on a birdie art flood? Just about anything I draw has a beak. I dedicate this one to Gradius. I know you like him. DDD normally has a white belly, but I believe he looks sexier all blue. So that's it. This whole thing only happened because of fetish art between friends. And through a highly improbable series of events that could only ever happen on the internet, it went all the way up the chain of command and got sold at Sears. But I guess if you put something like that online, expect it to come Kirby right back at you. Oh, bro. This has been Bad Art History.
Okay, that was an experience. I've never watched anything from this person's channel, but I really liked that video. That was a really good deep dive. Oh wow, God, that was a lot. That was a lot.